All right, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Ruchak Wadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. And then I want to say Shalom, Lobakorium, which means peace to the elect. This is Lakamaka Ama from the Virginia branch of Great Millstone. And here is a it's a video of a podcaster named Queen's Flip, and he was interviewing a old hip hop rapper, Lord Jamal. You know, he used to rap with a Grand Pooba in him. You know, and he's a 5%er, but I was listening to this interview and it just proves that our people they just into to it inside they know that things aren't right, you know, the way the world's being run. You know, they know they basically I'll bring out the scripture. This is Romans 10:2. It says, "For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge." Right, and that's how our people is. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We just have an intuition inside of us to know what's right and what's wrong, and even though that the so-called white man has taught us academically certain things, we know that it's just not natural, it's not right, you know. And this guy, he just was speaking from his heart, you know what I mean, and maybe from his teachings, from the 5% teachings as well. But I was just, every time he would make a point, I would just think of some scriptures, you know what I mean. So, you know, he spoke on Esau being the devil, you know, and he broke it down. And I'm gonna play it a little bit. I don't know if brothers are gonna be able to hear it. Hopefully, hopefully brothers can hear it. But I'm gonna just play a little bit. Queen's Flip asked him what he thought about white people, and this is the response, real quick. Let me turn it up.
Okay, so we teach that the black man is God and the white man is the devil. I've sat on Vlad's couch and looked him in the eye and he said, "Is the white man the devil?" And I said, "Yes."
Right, now, I'm going to pause it real quick because Queen's Flip asked him, because Lord Jamal notoriously goes on DJ Vlad's podcast. Oh, it's not a pod, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's YouTube thing. And, you know, Vlad is a so-called Russian, you know, but he's a Edomite, you know. And if you know about Vlad is always trying to make Jake look bad, you know. He acts like he's an informant for the government, actually. But he basically, Lord Jamal was like, yeah, you know, yeah, I go on Vlad, but I told Vlad to his face that the white man's the devil. I'm going to press play again.
Wow. Go look it up.
It's there. I saw it.
So, but now, my interpretation of the devil is probably different than your interpretation of the devil. You know, a Christian's spooky interpretation. You know, for me, a devil.
See, now, what are you saying? That's right, too. See, this is why, you know, the so-called modern-day Christian idea of the devil is a red man underground with a pitchfork and a pointy tail and pointy ears. And that's why he said a Christian spooky, you know, idea of the devil, because, you know, that's another thing Esau's lied about. He pushed in the churches that the devil's underground and that's a place where people go and burn forever, and that's not accurate, you know. The scriptures tell you who the devil is, and that's E, you know. So I'm press play again. It'll take
someone who is weak and wicked, does weak and wicked things. You know what I mean? And if we look historically, the one who does the most weak and wicked shit on the planet has been the white man.
Now, he said the person that's done the most weak and wicked shit on the earth is the white man. So you already know where I gotta go. This is Job 9. Job 9:24. And it says, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Now, I'm going to press play again real quick.
And and he does his weekend wickedness against original people, aka black people, natives, aboriginals, whatever you'd like to call us.
And you hear him? He said the original people, black, natives, aborigines. Because we've been called so many different names. But essentially, the tribes of Yashala, man. The so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American.
And through history, he's time and time again come within our culture, taken what he wants out of it, discarded us from what we started, and claimed it as his own.
See, and that's spiritual right there, That's exactly what they have done. They have raped, robbed, and murdered our whole existence. Had whatever we created, they take it as theirs. Even on if a slave on a plantation created something, what would the so-called white man do? He would patent it under his name. So you thinking that the slave owner actually created a invention, but truth be told, Jake created, just like the Jack Daniels liquor. Jake created Jack Daniels liquor, but because he was a slave, and a slave owner was Jack Daniels, he patented it under his name, and it just came out that the slave who created that came out with, they're pushing his own liquor now. I forget the slave's name, but he was Jake, and they putting his own whiskey out, But I'm gonna get another scripture real quick. This is Psalms 83, and it reads 83:2. It says, "For lo, thine enemies make atonement, and they that hate thee have lifted up thy head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and they consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." Right. So anything, I'll read one more, 83:5. "For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee." And, that's what they have done. Anything that screams our heritage, our creation, they're against it, and they're going to try to take over it. I'm gonna go to Psalms 49 real quick. This is Psalms 49 and 11. It says, "Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names." And this goes back to what he's saying. Whatever we have, and E has done this to every nation. They have taken over it and taken it as their own. That's that crafty counsel. That's that weak and wickedness. That's a wicked thing to take somebody's possession, land, idea, invention, whatever it is, and then claim it as your own. That's how this man's a base man. He can't do anything himself, so he got to take. Hey, what's that movie? Italian Job. All them bank gold. They was robbing for gold, and the one Edomite, they were talking about once they get all the gold, what they were going to buy and what they're going to do. And the one Edomite, they asked him, they said, "What you going to do when you get your money?" And his response was, "Oh, I'll just take one of everything y'all got," because he can't, he's a base man. He just rather, he can't think of an idea up for himself. He has to take over everybody else's idea, so to speak, So, I was just watching this video, and I'm like, yo, he was hitting on a lot of things. Of course, he says he's a 5%er, but he, like I said, he has a zeal of the Most High, not according to knowledge. He saying that the so-called black man is God. Well, so-called Jake is God's on a lower level, But and he's saying, hey, the so-called white man is the devil. And what does devil mean? To deceive. And what has E done throughout time and time again, man? Straight deceive, trickery. you know, deceiving the whole world of who he truly is, you know. They want it to look like he's some big, brave man and some smart man, and that's not the case, you know. You know, and then he also, this Lord Jamar, they Queen's Flip asked him and said, "Hey, well, are you trying to take advantage? Are you using it to your advantage when you sit on Vlad's couch?" And he said, "Hell yeah." He says, "Everything we do, we have to take advantage of." Talking about Jake, you know, because hey, man, this is not our world. This is not our heaven. So we have to take advantage of whatever we can, and that's why our name is Jacob. Our forefather's name is Jacob, you know. And I'll go to that real quick. This is Genesis 27. Oh, it's a lot. Give me 1 second. Screensaver came on. It's Satan. Yeah, this is Genesis 27 and I believe 36. Yeah, it says, and he said, "Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times, and took away my birthright. And behold, now he hath taken away my blessing." And he said, "Has thou not reserved a blessing for me?" And if you go into that word supplant, it means to overthrow. And it also goes into the word beguile. And the root word for beguile is guile. And it's basically let me go to Edom online real quick. Give me 1 second. There we go. And I'm gonna put in guile, because if you put in supplant, it'll lead you to beguile, and the root word is guile. And it says, from Old French guile, deceit, wile, fraud, ruse, trickery. Ruse or related Germanic source. So yeah, you know, in this world we have to use a form of trickery just to make it, you know. When you're on a plantation, man, you can't tell E how you truly feel about him, and you can't tell, you know, you can't go up there and say, "Hey, the white man a damn devil," because you're working for E. So you got to use a sense of fraud. You got to be fake in a way, you know what I mean? Because you can't show your hand. You got to be Clark Kent in this, you know. So that's basically what Jacob means, you know what I mean? Because we had to have guile, be sly with it, so to speak, you know. But back to this Lord Jamar interview. I'm gonna fast forward to the 13 mark, I believe, because another thing that Queen's Flip asked him was about controversial remarks about him talking about gay people, and he hit it spot on, man, spot on. So I'm gonna play it right here, and Lord Will brothers can hear
it. Hip hop is not a place for homosexuality. That's what it said.
It's not. It's not.
And then they called you a homophobic, and you said you've been to a gay wedding with your friend.
Mm-hmm. I did. I'm not, first of all, to be phobic of something, okay, is a medical condition. Somebody that's really phobic of something, when it enters the room, they're going to go running out in total fear.
And that's right. You know, that's another thing E has done with this new speech. You know, he's calling people homophobic if they say something about faggots, you know. And the word phobia, and look, I'm going to go back to Edom online. And we're going to put phobia. The definition of phobia on Edom Online is irrational fear horror, aversion, skimming through, fear, panic, fear, terror, outward show of fear, originally flight. So what did he just say? To be phobic of something, as soon as it comes in the room, you're going to haul ass, basically. You're going to take flight. So when you calling somebody homophobic, the true definition mean that you actually have fear of somebody that's gay. And that's not what's going on. We're just standing up for what we believe is righteous. We don't like that stuff. Matter of fact, I'm going to finish playing what he said.
So stop calling people homophobic, because that's a false diagnosis from people that are not qualified to diagnose anything.
True.
That's number one. Okay? I am not homophobic just because I disagree with certain morality that's trying to be pushed on our people in our culture. Okay?
Now, come on, man. That's the spirit right there. He's saying you people do not have the right to diagnose anybody and label anybody phobic, you know? He said, and what's going on right now? Is he not trying to push the gay agenda on our people? Is he not trying to turn the Jake man feminine and trying to turn the Jake female manly? That's what he's doing. I'm going to play a little more.
Which is not indicative of who we really are as a people, historically. When you go back into Greek and Roman culture, that's part of their culture. That, not to say that we never did it in our culture, but it wasn't prevalent and it wasn't a normal thing. It was abnormal in our culture.
That's right. It was abnormal because you know why? Because we the children of Yasharala. We went by certain guidelines, a way of living, and that's the law, statutes, and the commandments of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, right? Now, of course, that fruit pop shit started was in Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, but like Lord Jamar said, hey, that was a custom in Greek and Roman way of living, not in Israel, not in the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans culture, but the wicked that be have pushed that agenda on us. Now, of course, there's wicked in all nations. There's wicked amongst us that do the fruit pop shit. But what he just brought out was it's just spot on, man. There's no other way around it, man. You know, our people have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge, you know. This is Genesis, the 27th chapter. Oh, Salak. That's not where I want to go. Leviticus. Moving too fast. Leviticus, the 20th chapter. Leviticus 20 and 13. It says, if a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. See, and that's what Lord Jamar said. This is not part of our culture. You know why? Because this is the guideline we went by. In the ancient days, if we caught a man being with another man, they both got put down, man. They got stoned to death, you know? You know, so, hey, man. Hey, you know, this is just me going through my daily videos, just watching stuff. And, you know, I don't really rock with Lord Jamar because he's a little bit of a chatty patty, but something told me just to listen. And sure enough, man, hey, man, you can't do nothing against the truth before the truth, man. You know, this is how we should go through our day-to-day activities, man. You know, hey, take the meat and spit out the bones out of everything, you know. So, you know, hey, if brothers have a chance, man, you know, give it a listen, you know, and spit out the bones and chew up the meat. So with that, I want to say, call hello, Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rachak Wadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles, a great millstone who rule well, who teach well, who we learn this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from. I want to say Shalom, L'Bokorium.